LeVeon Bell released from the New York Jets today. What do the Jets stand for? Just end the season. I'm sure the Jets are waiting for that to happen 5 games into the season at 0-5 and on mark for the Trevor Lawrence sweepstakes, which I don't see happening because for some reason Adam Gates and the Jets are gung-ho on Adam Darnold, who sees ghost. But we will see what happens with that. So the talk going on right now, LeVeon Bell to the Chiefs. We practically know that won't happen because a lot of people were saying Earl Thomas to the Chiefs. A lot of people were saying, everybody else to the Chiefs, but it hasn't happened. I mean, all these free agents, big-time free agents, except for, I think Frank Clark was a trade, so technically he wasn't even a free agent. So all these big-time free agents have not signed with Chiefs. I mean, people keep saying they need to go there. We need him. Clyde Edwards-Helaire is the man. And you got a very good backup running back who also played at LSU, and Darrell Williams. People aren't going to agree we don't need Le'Veon Bell, but then again, we don't, or they're going to agree that they do need Le'Veon Bell, but then again, we don't need Le'Veon Bell. I mean, Chiefs got 2 very good running backs.
Oh, there you go. Yeah, absolutely. The Chiefs are set, offensively. And, you got a combination of Mahomes, Kelsey, and, Clyde Edwards and Williams coming back and up. Chiefs, to add another element to that, and we know LeVeon Bell's history with him holding out with Pittsburgh, sitting out for the year, which obviously did not end well with him because he left a great situation with Pittsburgh to go to the New York Jets, which is a complete mess.
Yeah.
Like the Washington football team is, but that's another topic. That's probably another show conversation in itself. Front runners for LeVeon Bell, I just don't know. I could probably see him sitting out this season, maybe re-signing, next season.
Yeah, I mean, because you damn sure know Pittsburgh's not taking him back, especially with James Conner and I guess Barry Snell probably moved into that number 2 spot the way he played. But, yeah, Mike Tomlin wants nothing to do with Le'Veon Bell. We all know that.
Or Antonio Brown.
I mean, maybe best bet because Kenyon Drake is struggling. Does Arizona maybe want to try? But then again, they got Edmonds. Edmonds is a very good backup running back, and he proved that. Yeah. So, I mean, he got released at the time where nobody's really looking for, I would say, a star running back because the football team has Antonio Gibson, who's on the rise, and he's showing that he can fit in this league too.
The only thing with the football team and, Antonio Gibson and their backup, they just don't have an offensive line right now. Their offensive line is terrible. They can't protect whoever's back there at quarterback, whether it's Dwayne Haskins, Kyle Allen, or Alex Smith.
That's what I'm saying. Look what Gibson's doing without an offensive line. I mean, this guy's
right.
What happens. So.
He's doing the best he can, but man, that's just not having an offensive line, especially when your best offensive guard and Sheriff is out for another few more weeks. It's tough to be back there. I was watching that game on NFL Red Zone when Alex Smith came in. I was thrilled that Smith came in, but also was fearful because he did not have time at all. Every time he dropped back, he was getting hit.
Well, did I hear that right, that he got sacked 6 times in the second half?
No, the Rams defense had six total sacks.
Oh, okay. I thought they said Alex Smith got sacked 6 times. I was going to say.
I feel like he got sacked 6 times. But, you put Le'Veon Bell, I could maybe make a case for Le'Veon Bell maybe joining the Washington football team, but that's going to be a stretch. You have a solid nucleus there going on right now.
Here's maybe another good bet because with Saquon Barkley out, maybe the Giants. I mean, because it looks like their 2 running backs, Gallman Jr., who's still young, and that Dion Lewis, they have not shown any signs of, improvement at all. So
I think they had that Freeman guy who had a pretty decent game against the Cowboys. Yeah. So you're switching. Hey, stay in the same city.
Exactly.
You're going to the
same stadium, same city.
Going to the football Giants was just, to be honest, they're not even better.
Yeah.
With the injury of Saquon Barkley with that ACL, that could be a good fit just, for a 1 year stopgap until Barkley comes back at
Yeah.
a full 100%. Hopefully, Barkley he's a dime a dozen. Hopefully, he does come back come back next season, at 100%. ACL injuries are nothing to play with. Just ask former football team quarterback Robert Griffin III. Thank you, Shanahan, for jacking that stuff.
But yeah, so I mean, we all know Le'Veon Bell's probably not going to the Chiefs. So as a Chiefs fan myself, I'm not keeping my hopes up. I believe in Clyde Edwards. I believe in Darrell Williams to back him up. So Chiefs fans, don't get your hopes up. It's not going to happen. I mean, Brett Veach is one of the best general managers out there. And if Chiefs were in dire need, yes, he would jump on that as soon as he could and call Le'Veon Bell today. But Brett Veach knows the type of team that he has. There's a reason he went out and got Clyde Edwards, which surprised everybody in the NFL draft. And now you see why he went out and got Clyde Edwards.
Yeah, I think that's one of the steals of the draft was getting Clyde Edwards. I know the guys from ESPN were raving about him when they drafted him.
Well, see, they were all talking about Swift more than Clyde Edwards, and Swift went after him.
Right, exactly. I remember you were talking about going
exactly.
I think you guys got the better end of the deal with Clyde Edwards. Once the football team gets their act together with their offensive line, I think Antonio Gibson will shine more than he is. And of course, he got thrust in being a starter after Darius Geis went dummy, with his situation with domestic violence, and the football team's not going to, tolerate that, especially after the tumultuous offseason, the Washington Post article they had back in August. It's not going to happen. So
no, it's not. All right, let's get to one of the worst conferences in football, the NFC East. Of course, the leader, by God, is the Cowboys at a atrocious 2-3 record, which could be 1-4 if the Atlanta Falcons had to keep a lead, but we know how that went down. What? The winner of this division, how many wins? Over, under? I'm taking 7.
To be honest with you, I think 6, 7. I can see as low as 6 wins within that division. This division continues to be one of the worst divisions in the National Football League. I don't understand why. There is talent on the Cowboys, the Eagles, even the Giants. You sprinkle talent with the Washington Football Team. But I just don't understand why in the world this division, since the football team won it in 2015 or 16, has been absolutely atrocious.
Yeah.
Carson Wentz, I'm sorry, Carson Wentz is overrated. I thought he was overrated when he got drafted. And, it proved, and, Nick Foles proved that.
Yeah.
Dak Prescott, I know you guys ragged on Dak Prescott a lot, but Prescott has some skill. And you saw how the improvement that he was making with his receivers, Amari Cooper and the young CD Lamb, who's a stud. That's hurtful for me to say that about Cowboys since I'm a football team fan. But there's some talent. The defense is atrocious though.
Oh gosh, yeah.
I'll tell you that right now. But I think 6 wins will do it, and it's strange that the 1-4 and the 0-5 Giants and the 4 football team are technically still in play.
Exactly.
By the way, they do play this Sunday.
Well, there you go.
Yeah, unfortunately, I will have to. Well, maybe fortunately, I will have to miss. I'll be supporting my boy Matt Benedetto at Kansas Speedway. Props to Kansas Speedway for having 10,000 fans at the Cup race on Sunday. Season ticket holders got first dibs on that. So Nelson and I are going to go up there, and he's going to cheer on Hamlin and Kyle Busch. I'm going to cheer on Matt Benedetto.
Well, that's good. Now let's get to the coaches in the NFC East. I mean, of course, Dallas now getting rid of the beloved Jason Garrett that Dallas fans just love in Dallas, and now have Mike McCarthy, which, of course, you can't expect him to come in the first year and win 12, 13 games. Redskins God, poor Ron Rivera with the cancer this year. He's doing the best he can, taking IVs at halftime to,
And you know what?
in those games.
You know what? I love the football team and I love the football team fans, but when due, I'm going to have to call out some football team fans. I do not want to see or hear anything or any rumblings on how Ron Rivera and his staff should be fired in the first 5 games of the season.
Oh.
That is absolutely ridiculous. We went through 5-6 years of John Gruden with non-improvement. Ron Rivera is trying to change the dang on culture of this squad. Unfortunately for Rivera, he doesn't have a dang offensive line
that he doesn't have a quarterback either.
Quarterbacks, exactly. And Dwayne Haskins, I'm sorry, Dwayne Haskins has not shown improvement. I understand you're 1-4. It's only 11 game starting. He did not show improvement whatsoever, and that's the frustrating thing about Haskins. I was on Dwayne Haskins bandwagon until I saw him this year. Like, he has not improved at all whatsoever.
Exactly. I want to welcome on Adam. He is finally on the show with us. Adam, we're talking about the NFC East, our over-under on how many wins the division. Armand called 6-10, 7-9. I'm going with 7.
I'll go 8-8.
Oh, so you're going all out there. You think
I'll go 500
wins, huh?
Who will be that 8-8 squad?
I think he has trust in Andy Dalton.
You know, I somewhat do, just because you all touched on it. The football team's trying to figure out who the quarterback is. You know, Carson Wentz is just – I can never figure that guy out. You know, last year it was his receivers didn't like him, so we'll drop passes. This year it's like they can't finish, you know.
The Giants
it'll be interesting.
Have an offensive line, period.
Right, but here's the deal. This is why Jerry Jones went and got Andy Dalton. You know, I don't know if he had like a sixth sense to it all or whatever, but he got the best backup in the league. I mean, for a backup. And, you know, everyone complained that he didn't quite have the weapons or the line in Cincinnati. Well, now here's his chance to prove something. You know, it'll be interesting, but this is what I'm just going to add. Do not be shocked if the Cowboys start winning, because they won't necessarily just rely on the pass like they did with Dak Prescott. Because I found it. Well, yeah, but I found it interesting. As soon as Dak went down, it's like you could tell Ezekiel Elliott started trying, you know? I mean, when have you seen him break for 21 yards and get a touchdown? He did it as soon as Dak went down. You know, and I'm not going to sit here and say Dalton's better than Dak. Here's the point. They're both different quarterbacks. One can run, the other one can't, and for some reason, the Cowboys like throwing it 60 times a game, you know, and also, too, you have a running back who should be in the top 5, but for some reason isn't getting the fire lit under his butt. So, you know, I mean, this could be a blessing in disguise. Listen, I like Dak's personality. I'm sure he's a great person and all, but the thing of it is now – he's down, and it seems like as the team, you know, it seemed like they really relied on him. So now he's gone. So now it's like next man up and let's step up.
The thing about it is with Andy Dalton is he was a serviceable starter with Cincinnati. He did take them to the playoffs a few times, even though they didn't win any playoff games. They had a chance to beat Pittsburgh a few years ago and actually blew that. But Andy Dalton has put his team, you know, the Bengals, his former team, the Bengals, in position to win. He's not going to wow you with spectacular numbers. I've been an Andy Dalton fan since his days at TCU, and at one point, I hope the football team, then the Redskins, would have drafted him at the point. You know, sometimes I don't think Andy Dalton gets his due. The Cincinnati Bengals are not the greatest franchise in the world, but he did win with him, and he did lead them to the playoffs, and he did have the division championship. So he was didn't have any playoff wins. But as you're right, as a backup quarterback, having Andy Dalton back there, the Cowboys are going to be fine, especially offensively. Now you got to fix defense.
Do we think having Mike McCarthy as the head coach rather than Jason Garrett will make it even better for Andy Dalton?
Absolutely.
Mike
Absolutely.
McCarthy and Aaron Rodgers. I mean, that was, the talk for all those years. So,
but then again, he only won one Super Bowl with Aaron Rodgers. Multiple Super Bowls. That was the knock on Mike McCarthy, and that's why got him shipped out of Green Bay, because he didn't do much with Aaron Rodgers, even though he had the Aaron Rodgers deal, as quarterback, but only making it to one Super Bowl and winning it in, several years just didn't cut it with Green Bay.
Yeah, I think they're in the position now to where they don't have to win, to be perfectly honest with you, the Cowboys. So it's like you just go out there and try as hard, because honestly, everyone looks at Dak as the franchise. They see how bad the defense is. It's like, what do you got to lose? I mean, it's like you lose all the games that Andy Dalton's played. Great. You saw him move on from him. He signed a 1-year deal, get a quarterback in the draft, your first round, if you don't want to sign Dak, again.
Well, no, because Stephen Jones came out today saying that Dak Prescott is the quarterback of our franchise, and he will be signed next year. Now
they say that now.
Stephen Jones is not here.
They say that now. How many times if I was paid $1 every time I heard that, I'll be retired, living in California, baptized by the beach.
Yeah.
And can I just say something?
Say that to Phil Simms. Phil Simms back in 1990 got hurt. Jeff Hostetler took him to the Super Bowl. And guess what happened? Phil Simms backing up Jeff Hostetler. I know I'm dating.
So you're saying if Andy Dalton wins the Super Bowl, Dak will be a backup?
He'll probably get shipped out.
Here's a private example. Tony Romo.
Yeah.
Romo.
Yeah.
Tony Romo is going to be the starter. He gets hurt. Prescott comes in. Romo's at CBS.
Yep.
Exactly.
Example right there.
Hey, and something too with that whole Romo Dak thing, just real quick. It was the first time ever Romo actually had a backup who actually won games.
Yeah.
And then to just throw him under the bus like that, I understand, play the hot hand and all that.
Now, let's not forget the year later when Prescott, I believe, got hurt in that last game of the season, or he wasn't even driving the ball. He couldn't get the ball anywhere. Romo comes in, 4 plays, gets down the field. Oh, but Dak's feeling better, so he wants to get back in the game. Do you think?
I think that was a situation where they wanted Romo in. It was a game against the Eagles where they didn't have the win or whatever. They had everything sewed up. They gave Romo the chance to do his thing and put Prescott in there.
Okay, because I remember Dak came back after that drive, so I didn't know if maybe, oh crap, I better get back in, because if Romo shines, maybe I'll get benched.
No, it wasn't that of a situation. It was a deal that they want to get Romo some reps in there, and then Prescott came in and did his thing. It was one of those games that didn't mean anything in the standings. Week 17, he didn't have the win. Yeah, I think he just wanted to show something against the Eagles.
Yeah. No, I hear you. I also am trying to figure something out. So say the Cowboys do start winning without Dak, and the fact that in the offseason they gave him 3 times to sign an extension, okay, and he chose not to. You think he's gone?
Signed an extension?
They offered him like 3 different contracts to sign an extension, and he didn't do it because it wasn't $40 million.
The largest contract offered was like $120 million that he turned down.
Right.
I believe that was for, I don't know what, 3 or 4 years.
4 years.
It was for 3.
Well, they wanted 5 years.
Okay.
They wanted 5 years, but he's like, no, I want 4 years.
I mean, that's still almost $25 million a year, but I mean,
I tell you what, the National Football League, the real meaning of the NFL stands for not for long.
Yeah.
If the Cowboys go on a roll with Andy Dalton, let's say hypothetically, they make the playoffs. Let's say they make the NFC Championship game, not necessarily the Super Bowl. It's going to be very, very difficult to offer that money to Dak Prescott when you have a quarterback in Andy Dalton who has done something that Dak has not had since he's been, that has not done since he started. I have seen it quite a bit. Look at Ryan Tannehill. Marcus Mariota was the franchise. Tannehill comes in, leads them to the AFC Championship game. Of course, they run into a buzzsaw against Mahomes, end up losing. And look at where the Tennessee Titans are at right now. They're 4-0. They beat, honestly, I think they beat one of the better teams other than the Chiefs last Tuesday night against the Buffalo Bills.
Well, let's look at Joe Flacco with the Ravens. Ravens draft Lamar Jackson, bam, he takes over. Because I believe Joe Flacco got hurt that year. Did he get benched that year?
No, I think he got benched because they had Lamar Jackson in the wings.
I believe it was like the 5th or 6th week of the season. Because I remember going to the Chiefs game that year when they played the Ravens in Lamar's rookie season. It was like his 4th game of the year. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so I mean, Dak, he could be worried about his job, but he might not be worried about his job because maybe he knows that what we don't know, that he's going to get signed. But I mean, it's just time will tell, 12 more games down the road. Maybe the world will know.
Yeah, exactly.
Cowboys are 10-5, 15 games down the road. Maybe fans will be like, oh, hey, Andy Dalton, maybe get a 2-year contract.
Plus, didn't Dak's brother say
Ted,
he wasn't going to be a Cowboy for very long?
Oh, did he say that? I believe on Twitter, Tad said, my brother will be back with the Cowboys.
Oh, I thought it was the other way around. Yeah. I could be wrong, though.
For now, like I said, the NFL stands for not for long. Hey.
Exactly, man.
Another example, Arizona Cardinals drafted Josh Rosen. Yeah. You know what Arizona Cardinals did the next year? Draft Kyler Murray.
Nope.
Not for long.
Exactly.
Even though Stephen Davis said, we're still going to sign him, that tone will probably change in January, depending on how the Cowboys season ends up.
Well, think about it. Colts get Jacoby Brissett. Oh, he's our next franchise quarterback. Nope, let's bring in interception-prone Phillip Rivers to take over his job. So,
hey, they're winning though. They're winning. They're 3-2 with them.
Yeah, let's end this show because I am just crazed. The Cleveland Browns. Like, did anybody expect a 4-1 start with I feel dangerous Baker Mayfield and the Cleveland Browns? I really expected the Browns to be 2-3 or 1-4 at this point.
You know what? The Browns have the talent to be 4-1 right now. I think the deal was coaching and also the maturity of Baker Mayfield. I think Baker Mayfield is starting to elevate his game. He's maturing. Odell Beckham is buying in on whatever the coaches has. You have Landry on the other side, and you got 2 great running backs. One of them, unfortunately, is hurt for a little bit. But your backup running back is Kareem Hunt. You saw what he did with the Chiefs his rookie season. He's no slouch. So it's not surprising. Don't give credit to the Browns defense. They haven't. Myles Garrett, when he's not chucking helmets at Steelers backup quarterbacks, that dude's a stud.
Exactly.
I'm not surprised the Browns. I'm not surprised the Browns are 4-1. I wouldn't have been surprised if they'd been 0-5 because they're the Browns. But the Browns are finally starting to buy in on what they've been doing.
Well, let's not forget about Joe Hayden in that safety position. I mean, he's come a long ways too, so he's starting to show his play. But yeah, the Browns are just – I mean, I did not expect them to go into Dallas and just whoop Dallas like they did. That game was a lot more of a blowout than what it showed at the end.
I tell you what, we'll know a lot about the Cleveland Browns and where they stand Sunday when they go to at Pittsburgh, at 4-0 Pittsburgh.
Exactly.
Yeah, I'm not shocked by it. I mean, am I shocked to a degree? Kinda, not really, because their talent level's way up there. I think it's just it goes back to what Armand said, coaching, and then honestly, I think a fire was lit under Mayfield's butt some way somehow. It could be the maturity, like Armand said, or it could be, oh crud, I'm going to lose my job if I, don't start
not
performing.
having Eddie Kitchens there.
Yeah,
I mean,
he finally got out of the kitchen.
Yeah.
So
it could be all of his commercials he's making too. Maybe
it could be. Yes. And you know what? He probably thought, gee, I've made enough commercials. Who needs football? But, it's nice to see him succeed. Okay. I thought he would succeed his rookie year. Kind of disappointing.
Come on, the poor dog pound's been a dog pound for the last how many years? It's finally time for them to get, what
since they came back in '99.
The poor Belichick days were the last really, I would say, good days, maybe.
Right.
But, well, yeah, to think that the Ravens won a Super Bowl, and that's the team that left Cleveland.
Mm-hmm. Hey, one with Belichick, one with Vinny Testaverde. If you can win with Vinny Testaverde, you can win with any quarterback. Some guy Tom Brady.
Let's just say the Cleveland Brown fans don't
agree.
Cleveland Brown fans don't have to put brown bags over their face this year.
Nah.
No,
that'll be the football team and the
Giants.
Hey, you know what? I honestly see the Browns only losing maybe 3 more games.
Yeah.
Looking at their schedule right now, I honestly think they'll split against the Steelers because it's the Steelers.
And maybe the Ravens.
After that, they'll beat the Bengals. Raiders, I think they have the Raiders at home, Texans at home, Eagles at home.
Now they'll get Baltimore at home, but we know what happened last time they played Baltimore. They got
right. I think and also Tennessee. They have Tennessee in December 6th. We'll see how Tennessee is if they can keep this up.
Yeah. But I see them splitting between the Ravens and the Steelers.
I think so too. I think you're right, Adam.
Yeah,
I'm just good for 11-5.
The Cleveland Browns are one. How could you ever hate the Cleveland Browns? I understand if you're Pittsburgh or in that division, but I could never hate the Cleveland Browns.
Hey, quick trivia question. Since Cleveland Browns returned in 1999 and made the playoffs once, who was the starting quarterback?
Not Tim Couch, was it?
No. Kelly Holcomb.
Who?
Kelly Holcomb.
Oh, Holcomb.
Kelly
I forgot about that guy.
Kelly Holcomb.
It was Tim Couch or Eric Crouch, whoever it was.
Tim Couch, yeah. Kelly Holcomb played they played a doozy of a game against the Steelers, only to fall short.
Who was the coach at that time?
It was Butch Davis.
Was it Butch Davis?
Yeah.
Now in 2007, Cleveland Browns went on a little tear, ended up finishing 10-6, but unfortunately missed the playoffs that year. I can't remember who the quarterback was, but they had a receiver who was on my fantasy team. That had
Brady Quinn, was it?
Wasn't Brady Quinn? No.
Gosh. Later.
I don't. The wide receiver was Braylon Edwards, which won the fantasy league championship that year because I put his butt in there. So caught fire.
Yeah.
So it was Edwards. I was thinking it was like Joshua Cribbs.
I think he was on that squad as the punt returner, and he was dangerous.
Okay.
He was dangerous.
Yeah.
I got you, man.
But man, the quarterback of the team, I can't. Gosh, it was some obscure Cleveland Brown quarterback. They've been through so many quarterbacks, kind of like the Wichita football team, Washington football team has gone through.
Yeah. Exactly. But hey, we will see. Of course, no Thursday night football this week because, excuse me, Chiefs and Bills got moved from Thursday to Monday afternoon. So no Thursday night football because we had Tuesday night football, which was kind of weird to me. But hey, it is what it is. It's COVID-19. It's 2020. So
there's no rules for 2020. Have an NFL game on a Wednesday afternoon. You're gonna have the Chiefs Bills play a afternoon game of all things.
Exactly. So we will see what happens this weekend. I mean, a lot of exciting games. Chiefs, Bills, Monday afternoon. Cowboys, I believe, play Philadelphia Monday night.
Yes, that's
No,
correct. I believe.
No, the Rams.
Rams. No,
Dallas plays
Oh man,
Arizona.
I had it.
Arizona.
Arizona Cardinals. That'd be a good
Dallas
one.
and
That'd be a good
Arizona
one.
Monday night. So 2 good back-to-back games. I look for Dallas to come back and win that game against Arizona. So
Which will be tough because we're facing DeAndre Hopkins with no secondary and Kyle Murray. But
And
I'm expecting
those two are on fire right now.
Yeah, shootout.
We will be back next week with another show to recap NFL Week 6. Go ahead and subscribe to our channel, like our video, comment if you have any comments. We will see you guys next time.